So from what I understand, this little project's going pretty well. Um, Clinton and his uncle are uh, moving right along. I think they're working on the back wall, framing this back wall today. And they had mentioned the idea of putting a small porch, a little deck around this. So what I think I'm going to do, let's see, do I have the steps? Yeah. I'm just going to turn the steps off for right now. And for a second, I'm going to turn off the siding. What I did was I just copied the floor system from under here because I had all these cool joists already drawn. But one of the things I'll have to do is just make sure that I don't, well, that would become obvious right away. If I were to edit one of these, I'm pretty sure I have this as a component, and they would all start poking their heads out. Yeah, from under the floor. So I don't have to worry about that. I can just make this a unique component and then delete the rest of these. And I don't think, yeah, that's right, these were components also. I think what I'm going to do is make this band just a group so I don't have to worry about it. So all that, sorry about all that, all the technical stuff. Now, you can see this Tyvek, and this is kind of a flaw in SketchUp when you have surfaces behind surfaces sometimes bleed through. But if I were to turn off the floor framing, which is I'm going to go ahead and do, you can see the Tyvek comes all the way down and actually laps over that. So, well, it will come down as far as the siding. You don't want it sticking out obviously below the siding, so that's one thing to keep an eye on. Wherever you're going to stop the siding, you want to stop that Tyvek, because what's important here is the relationship between the subfloor, and this door does have a threshold on it in real life. It's just I don't have one drawn. What I was going to do is actually take this and move it over here so I can put it. Let's see, I need to bring it out here. Turn it around. And for now, I'm just going to stick it on there, but I'm going to move it back an inch and a half. And then I'm going to make one coming out this way. Like that. Now what I'm going to do is make this deck a group. So I can move it up and down. All the parts will go up and down when I move it up and down, because I know we're going to have to at least move it down an inch and a quarter, because he's got some, oops, why is that? Oh, 1.25. I thought I was moving the old floor system, but that's just that group line going around. I think what I'm trying to establish here is that probably is going to work out okay. What we can probably do is restart the siding. And this is what I was wanting to show Clinton and his uncle. Where's the wall siding? There. I think the logical thing to do here is just to move this to where it is at least try not to mess up the whole thing, where maybe it's even, and it's going to have a drip. You don't have to worry about that. It's got this furring strip right here to make the siding lean on the first row like that. So I think that's the answer. It's just on these two sides, the first piece of siding will be that wide. But what you're going to gain from that is the siding working out on these, all the way around. Now I'm going to have to go up here and make this piece a little bit wider, but that's no big deal. That's easy to do. So with that said, I think I'm pretty comfortable where the deck is now, and I'm going to go turn the siding back off just to make it easier to work with. And okay, now that's misleading. I need to turn the floor framing back off because it's messing up my psyche here. Alright, so we're going to assume that the, is that 1.25 inches? Probably what we should have done was just made this, oh, that's 2 inches. I thought that looked more. I think we should make this 1.5 inches, and that'll give just a little room. Right there. A little room under the, I mean, if you can get it to where it's right underneath the threshold, that would be cool. Because, I mean, that's what we try to do. I'll show you how that's going to be flashed so you don't have to worry about it. And it'll be nice and neat there. So in this case, this joist here, it's not a joist, it's a band. We'll come back to here. We're going to start our layout from this side because he said he had some, why does it do that? He said he had some old redwood boards for the decking. But I'm thinking that it's going to frame the floor. I'm thinking we'll just use 16 footers. I'm going to suggest that. Because he wanted this to come out 6 feet from here. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it this way. But then we're going to test the flooring. When I say test the flooring, he's going to call me and tell me. We're just going to move this bridging out of the way for a second. I went and got me a redwood lounge chair on 3D Warehouse to get that redwood texture for the decking. It's going to be cool looking. You can kind of see why I have these as just groups and not components because, oops. Okay, that's supposed to be at the end. There we go, 1.5. Because then I can just edit, I can just kind of resize them as I go. And I don't have to worry about making them all get over there. Is that right? Yeah. I'm going to have 2 lengths of joist here. So what I'll have to do is go from here, 16 inches back this way. Well, duh. Well, that's going to be a little different, yeah, because I had started out 15 1/4 down there, but that doesn't really matter. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm gonna like is if I actually make this, I'm gonna move this down 16 inches. I think I like the strength of this piece coming on through. So this will actually be a joist length. So that means I can actually delete this one and put a joist there because it will be joist length. Is that right? It looks weird for some reason. Guess it is. And then these joists will be the same length as that. And so then I can make this a component. And copy 16 times 9. Is that right? Oh, that's right. I can always delete them. Got too many. I wasn't keeping up with where I was to do the math in my head. That looks good. And then this one, see, these are just spanning 6 feet, so they can easily, as a matter of fact, this one could be a joist too. So I'll just delete that and run this out. And why is that? Oh wait, no, yeah. Well, let me change that. I like for my ends, I like this to cover the end of the end grain. I don't like end grain sticking out where you can see it. So I'll just hold this band back 1.5 inches and let this piece come over. And that looks a lot neater than the end grain of that one showing. So this is not a joist, and it's the same thing here. It goes back to there. Like that. We're getting there. And then the thing about it is I kind of know that this is 6 feet this way. But I don't really know until they give me the, I'll have to adjust this. When they give me the actual widths of the boards. I think they're 5.5, 5 3/4. Clinton was messing with me. He said it was, they were California 2x6s. So it's kind of an inside joke because we were talking about, he was having trouble finding the 92 5/8 studs, which, you know, in most of the country isn't a problem. But in California, their studs are 92 1/4. Believe it or not, that's something I learned through this process. But we checked the stud lengths on these walls, and they're going to work out fine. It's only about 3/8 of an inch difference, so it's not a big deal. So now you're probably looking at this going, that's a really long span for a 2x8. Yes, it is. So what I want to do is come back here and figure out this may have something to do. I know this slab comes out this way somehow. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna, I'm just going to copy this slab and create another one, because I'm pretty sure that he said there were some joints, and where's the edge of that? There it is. This will allow me to kind of make a custom sized slab. But see if I have that as a component. Nope. That's good. I know the slab extends out because I've seen the pictures. I have seen the evidence. I don't know exactly where it goes though, so I'm just going to pretend for now that it does come all the way out and it's going to support that. But somewhere in here we would have to put some kind of support. I think I'm going to put these posts in this layer with the group. Is that? Yeah, I'll put them. So then I can just copy these around. Just for now, I'm just going to show them on the major corners. Because this will be a deck. Let's see, I had drawn this slab at a level like it is, which is funny, because so that means this one would come down to there, and it would be, I don't know exactly how tall it's going to be, but it is I keep forgetting, those are two different groups, like that. And then I'll have to, I know this is probably like 18 feet. Yeah, so every 6 feet we can have a post, because this is just a deck and it doesn't need them as close together as the building. I think we put those on 4-foot centers. These will be fine. Now I'm going to have to adjust the lengths of these. Try to go up, Cooper. There we go. The axis sometimes wants to mess with you. You think you're going up and you're really going sideways. That's good enough for now, because really what I'm trying to address is this issue of supporting these, because really a 2x8 won't span that 16 feet. You could, well, even a 2x10 won't span 16 feet. It'll span 14 feet, but so we just need to come over here and somewhere halfway, I know that's 16 feet, so I can go 8 feet. I think what we're going to have to do is just put a beam into the floor system itself. Something like that. and you just have joist hangers on either side of it. Well, you could get a double joist hanger here to keep from having to break this and put a post under it. I'm a big fan of keeping things simple because I think the end product looks better when you can keep things simple. There was some talk of having this the floor system framed so that you could miter the flooring here. But I've seen a lot of that, and unless you have to be a skilled craftsman to get all those joints lined up straight, and I just don't think it's worth the time. I think it'll look just as nice if all these boards are running this way, and when they get to here, they just keep going that way. But I will show you one detail that is worth the time. But just for an example, I'll show you what I'm talking about. What I like to do is I like to come over here and put I think it's about 4 inches ago, 4. I'll put a double on the end, and then let me go ahead and make myself a piece of redwood decking here, which means I'm going to have to bring this up. Oops, I should have copied that. And then let's grab the right one, Tony. It's going to come that way 1 inch, and then it's going to come this way 1 inch, and I think they're only 5.5 inches, 5.5. But what I need to do first is make this unique or explode it, and then, oh, that's right, it was still just a groove. Okay, that's fine. That's right. You see, I thought that was 4 inches. That should be 3/4 or 1 inch. Yeah. So really, this is like 3 3/4. It doesn't matter as long as you got 1/4. As long as you got something here, and you'll see what I'm doing here in a minute. Is this right? 5.5. Yeah. And then what you would have is a 45. Will SketchUp give me a 45? No. Dang it, SketchUp. Gotta make me go get the compass out. Let's go ahead and make this look like a piece of redwood. Grain's running the wrong way. If I can get under here. Let's go in here and turn this grain around. You can grab it. Texture position. Let's see, which one of these? There we go. That looks better. Now, what's this about? Okay. I thought I had messed it all. Okay. And this would come to here, like that, and then. So you only have to do this extra joist where okay, I was trying to copy that. Roger. flip my board over. I want my grain, I want my texture. Yeah, it's going the right way. I know what you're thinking. There we go. So see that, and what this will do is make a nice edge all the way around, so that when your regular boards come in here, let's just say, I'm not going to do this whole deck right now because I want to know, I don't want to spend too much time on these boards unless I got them. I've already spent too much time if they're not right. So I'm not gonna, I just want to show an example here. It would be, let's say, about a quarter or an eighth of an inch between them, like this. What's that, times 20, times 10, like that. You see, and this is why I need to know, because the last board is going to be that one. If I were to make the deck 6 feet wide here, then that's how it would work out. But the reason I wanted to do this was just to show how, that one's bothering me, I'm going to delete it. How this bookends, is that bookend? I forgot. This allows not to have the edges showing. In other words, if you didn't have this here, all these edges would be hanging over the deck, and you don't ever make them perfectly straight. They get just a tiny bit of zigzag going, and they're not anywhere near looking as this. But if you'll do this edge all the way around, and normally what we would do is if we had a fixed width, we would start this out here. Back an eighth, like that, and then we would make the cut at the house. The narrow part would be back here against the house. But you can see just by looking at that end how much neater that would look. But I'm going to delete all these because, well, see, I'm going to keep one of them. And I want to explode that group because I want to show how this flashing is going to work. Let's go back down here to this group. Paste it inside this group. First I'll fix it. So on this flashing, keep from zooming in so far. Dang it, SketchUp. It'll be an L. I know that's driving y'all crazy. It's driving me crazy. Try to do this so I can. There we go. Get rid of that lower. Now, what this will be, at least, we usually make it 3 inches, but you can make it 2. I like it to be 3, but That seems a bit far. You can get by with 2 inches on this particular project. 2, yeah, let's make it 2. That looks about right. You'll see why in a minute. I can grab that little edge, yeah. And then I think I've got this going up 1.5 inches, which is fine. Or let's just make it symmetrical. You can just get yourself a 2 by 2 angle, and that way 1.5 inch. That way you don't have to worry about it having an orientation. So there you go. Now this is at least a piece of what gauge? This would be at least a 24 gauge piece of paint. We use paint grip galvanized, but you can use anything galvanized really, and it would come out to the edge of here. So you can see what that's doing is it's creating a shelf, and your Tyvek's already on, right? Your Tyvek's on, and your Tyvek is lapping down. So if water, even if water did get behind this, it's still going to go down behind behind this, but over the framing. Okay, and you can see what happens here now is your siding is going to lap over this, and you're going to take a piece of Tyvek tape and tape the top of that. Okay, so that if the water gets behind it up here, it comes down and gets kicked out over the band. See, it'll drip right there. Okay, and then that'll just go that little edge is hard to grab. Let's see if I can get it to move. How much farther do I have to go? I'm going to go 8 feet. Let's see where that gets me. Pretty close. Close enough for hand grenades. There we go. And then what you'll have is you'll have another one that goes this way. And then when this piece, obviously sits on top of it. But I think what we're going to try to do is, and I think I just realized why I want that to be 3 by 3. Yeah, I do. I want it to be 3, but I was flinching and I shouldn't have flinched, because I want this to stick up here. Another inch. I want that to be sticking up above the flooring enough to where I feel like the siding has got a good lap over it, and it ain't gonna hurt for this to be another inch too, because you're not gonna see it anyway. So yeah, let's just go ahead and make that 3 by 3. Should have listened to my gut feeling on that, shouldn't I? And see that flooring will cover it up, but now your siding will lap over that, and then you want to leave a little gap on this first row of siding here, like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this video off here, but when I find out exactly how wide the boards are, I'm going to redraw this. I'm going to alter this to make it work out where this width works with the right number of boards. And the reason we can do that now is because I don't have to worry about these joists being 16 feet or longer than 16 feet. If it means moving this out, 4 inches or 2 inches to make this work, it's no big deal, because now they're breaking right here. and there will be joist hangers on either side of this. And what I'll do is I'm going to let Clinton and his uncle watch this part of the video, and then when I find out that information, I'll finish up this, because I want to get some more information about, now we need to step out here, that kind of stuff, and finalize this beam in the floor system. The only thing you got to be careful of here is that all this stuff is flush on top, perfectly flush or really close, so that when these boards start coming across here, there's no bump there. It'd actually be better if this beam was down 1/8 of an inch than up 1/8 of an inch. So, well, I'm going to stop this here, and thanks to whoever drew this recliner. I'm going to delete it now because I borrowed your hatch, your redwood hatch, which looks really good. Your poche looks really nice, and so that will allow us to make this look good. I may not even need this. I don't think I'm going to need this bridging either, because I was going to put a row of bridging right here where this beam is, but now that I've got the beam, I don't need the bridging. So we'll set this up for a quick thumbnail. Where's my siding? Let's turn the siding back on. Like that. And we'll leave it like that until I get more info. Oh, and check out my website, atdrafting.com, if you need work like this done. Yes, thank you, Clinton. This is paid work. I'm a construction consultant and general contractor, and all this is to aid him in constructing this thing in a quality manner. And if you need help like that, just give me a call. You can reach me at atdrafting.com. It's Tony at atdrafting.com. Thank you.